words of Agar, son of Jacob, the oracle. Hey, welcome to Bride Raised. This is what we're talking about this week. We're in Proverbs chapter 30. And so we're kind of jumping to the end of the book in our study here because we want to be able to take a look at these sections. Now, last time we learned all about folly. We saw how Solomon personified foolishness and then set the woman folly against the woman wisdom. There are some similarities between the two, but in their similarities, we find the stark differences. Both women use volume in their calling out to the world. Wisdom pleads and cries out to those who are walking to destruction. Folly is loud too, but she is brash and demanding. Wisdom is attractive to those who are righteous, wise, and fear the Lord. Folly is attractive to simple, ignorant, and easily seduced people. Wisdom is patient and constant. Folly is opportunistic. Wisdom has been given authority by God, and folly forces her way in. Wisdom helps those who listen to her, and folly helps people to sin. Wisdom provides a beautiful banquet in the palace. Folly provides a house full of ghosts and death. The teaching is clear. There is no choice to make between wisdom and folly. You want wisdom. No one in their right mind would choose folly. Yet, as Solomon well knew, people still listen to the demonic folly. Upon finishing chapter 9 of Proverbs, we have completed the first major section of the book. Now, in these chapters, we have been thoroughly instructed as to the nature of wisdom. We have been taught the value of wisdom. We have heard about our desperate need for wisdom and for gaining more wisdom. We've also been schooled on the benefits of wisdom. We have also heard the warnings of what will happen if we reject wisdom. Along the way, we were given some specific applications of wisdom. The rubber meets the road kind of teaching. Now, these 9 chapters are essential to know and understand if we're going to move on to the rest of the book. We need this repetitive, methodical teaching because without it, we would more easily take the wisdom contained in the rest of the book and put too light of a weight upon the commands and instructions found here. We might be tempted to take them as just helpful suggestions. We might take the promises and think they're not promises at all, but just merely probabilities. No, we've been taught differently. The light of wisdom has been shown upon us. The question is, will we hide our eyes? I've decided to jump over to the middle sections of the book and look at the last 2. Why are we going to do that? Because there are some continuities between the end of chapter 9 and chapters 30 and 31. That if we read them together, you more easily see them. Also, the last 2 chapters are very similar in format to the first 9. They all contain the long format proverbial sayings instead of the short, kind of one-sentence variety that really dominates chapters 10 through 29. For these reasons, we'll spend the next several weeks looking at the wisdom from Agar and Lemuel. Now, one of the main topics we will see at the beginning of chapter 30 is humility. Let me read to you a story that Jesus told about a wise man and a foolish man to kind of set the scene as we begin this chapter. It's from Luke chapter 18, verses 9 through 14. This is what Jesus said. He also told this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. So that's the setting of the scene. Luke is setting it, saying he told this parable because there were some people there that were just full of themselves. They thought they were righteous in and of themselves and they didn't need God. And so Jesus tells this parable. He says, 2 men went up into the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing by himself, prayed thus, God, I thank you that I'm not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all I get. But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified, rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. So with this in mind, we now turn to read Proverbs 30, the very first part of it. We're going to read verses 1 through 6. This is what it says. The words of Agar, son of Jacob, the oracle. The man declares, I am weary, O God. I am weary, O God, and worn out. Surely I am too stupid to be a man. I have not the understanding of a man. I have not learned wisdom, nor have I knowledge of the Holy One. Who has ascended to heaven and come down? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has wrapped up the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? What is his son's name? Surely you know. Every word of God proves true. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you, and you be found a liar. So that's what we're looking at this week. So we'll come back next time, and we'll start at the very beginning of Proverbs chapter 30.